Hello and welcome to One Man's Collection. Today I am looking at issue 61 of the Ferrari collection. This is the Ferrari F40 Racing or Competition, also named in the magazine as Le Mans from 89 to 96. Do have a 143 scale die-cast car. Very happy I got this. I'm going to take a look at it towards the end of the video. But I've had this sitting on the shelf for a while. Have to give it a good dusting, because unfortunately my collection is getting some dust on it. I do have the packaging for it though. I may put it back in its little perspex case. So in this issue, I'm not going to read everything in full detail. You will need to pause the video to read the articles if that's what you wish. But in this issue, the single seater for this is the F60, the celebrating 60-year season in F1. Competition model is the F40 Le Mans 1989 to 86. That's the one we have here. Production models in this particular issue is the small capacity version of the 308 Dino 208 GTB. And the poster is for the Endurance Supercar, the same one we have the die-cast for. Alright, quick look at F60 2009. Ferrari celebrated 60 continuous seasons in Formula 1 with the launch of the F60. It was a 55th single-seater built by the Marquis Racing Team. In the Italian Grand Prix at Monza on the 13th of September 2009, Kimi Räikkönen crossed the line in third place at the wheel of the F60. The Finn finished behind Brawn Mercedes of winner Rubens Barrichello and Jenson Button. That was the year the Brawn were just got it right. Alright, the particular car, rear longitudinal 90-degree V8, just under 2.4 litres, 700 horsepower at 18,000 RPM, plus 81 brake horsepower from the KERS system, and a maximum speed over 360 kilometers an hour or 224 mile an hour. Very nice. The Honours top 6 finishes. 2009 would be Bahrain, Spanish, Monaco, Turkish. Okay, so what do you got? 6, 3rd, 4th, 6, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. Got a first at the Belgian, Spa. 3rd, 4th, and 6th for that year. I think it was more the Brawn and the Red Bull were dominating those years, with Brawn coming out on top, if that's the right year. Moving on, the F40 Le Mans, 1987, Ferrari marked 40 years of producing road and racing cars, with the launch of the sensational F40. When a competition version of the supercar was commissioned, Michelotto created a blistering 700 horsepower plus racer known as the Le Mans. Okay, there you go. Competing at the Le Mans, the Ferrari F40 Le Mans, the French pilot Aldix Racing Team is pictured in the early hours of the 1995 Le Mans 24-hour, painted in the typical bright blue of all Ferrari non-Italian races. The car driven by Michel Ferté, Oliver Theven, and Carlos Palau finished 12th overall. Number 34, that's the one we have here in the die-cast car as well. I like how he's racing with the window open. Not one that winds down though, obviously. Aerodynamic enhancements compared to the road F40, the Le Mans version underwent several modifications intended mainly to improve the aerodynamics of the body. These included changes both to the grille and the front overhang, as well as the addition of a larger rear spoiler that was now adjustable. Very nice. The blue F40 Le Mans at the French pilot Aldix Racing Team, number 34, proved to be nimble and effective in the 1995 Le Mans 24-hour, held on the 17th to 18th of June. The team, which we already talked about who drove, average speed of 207 kilometers per hour, 129 mile an hour. Their F40 also performed well in the race itself, securing 12th place overall after completing 271 laps, which is equivalent to 3,685 kilometres. Wow, the winning McLaren F1 GTR recorded 299 laps. Woohoo. Alright, we've got a poster in here of the same car. Got to make sure I don't squish that antenna there. And on the other side, we have more of the poster, but the reverse. Also, when you take the poster out, you get this article with the schematics of the F40 competition car there. Engine is a rear longitudinal 90-degree V8, 2.936.25 cc, so just under 3 litres. 700 horsepower at 8,100 RPM, 120-litre tank. It's got two 60-litre tanks. Maximum performance, 367 kilometers per hour or 228 mile an hour. That gets going. That really gets going. Imagine racing that down the straight. Just as well they got those kinks in the straight at Le Mans. Alright, so moving on. I'm not going to read the whole article there. They do look good though. 1992. This is the Grand Criterium Supercar GT. Wow, first in all of these. Holy schmoly. Okay. Monza, Villanga, that twice. Santa Monica, Monza, Imola. Right, so all through the different months. 93, a whole bunch, driven by Brand. Yep, and the BPR Global GT Series. Suzuka 500. Again, Villanga 4-hour and 6-hour came first. And the BPR Global GT Series. Anderstorp 4-hour and the Autumn Cup Le Mans, first in both of those. And 96, first at the Anderstorp 4-hour. Well done. Alright, the Ferrari fit for the era. Along with other motor manufacturers, Ferrari was severely affected by the global oil crisis in the early 1970s. Its response was to launch the Dino 208 GT4, which featured an economical 2-litre engine. It is very difficult to read on that background, but I'm not going to read the whole thing out there. I think we have a model of this car. Can't remember if I've already shown it or not. Like I've said on most of these openings, that if it is featured in this magazine, it's because there is a issue that has the die-cast car that comes with it. A near replica of the 308 GT4, but with a smaller engine for the fuel crisis. Very good. Less horsepower for fewer Lear. Engine was a 1.990.64, so just under 2 litres. 170 horsepower at 7,700 RPM. Still top speed of 220. Back in the early 70s, that would be plenty. Alright, moving on, we've got the 575 GTC model. That's the next issue. Another racing car. I don't remember if it's in the racing livery or a plain one. I have a feeling it's actually in a full coloured one, but have a look on that next week. Alright, let's take a look at the car here. I think it's actually really well done. The Ferraris in this collection have been quite well modelled. What I can't see in here though is the disc brakes, at least not very well. Oh yeah, they're in there, silver, but there's no coloured calipers or anything. Got the drivers on the side. Yep. Yeah, the air intakes in the front there. We do have a competition model road car version of this as well. I'd have to actually compare the two together, but obviously this one being full sponsorship has come up really well. My antenna is quite sideways, but nothing to worry about. Yep, actually comes with the, what are we running, Michelin? Yep. Well done. So underneath, not much, just Ferrari Racing, or Ferrari F40 Racing, and we do have the shape of the engine and what is that, gearbox inside. Actually, can see in there. Might have to get another light. Yeah, we actually got race stuff on the floor, the silver around there, the framework. Seats actually have seat belts. Driver's window is open, and we've got Ferrari on the steering wheel. I cannot see the dash though. Oh yes, I can. Hang on, let's see if we can get that. Just above the where the normal dash would be. It almost looks like a technical readout stuff. Yeah, there. Well done. I do like these models. We're almost coming to an end. I don't have that many left of these to show off, but I think they were really well done. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll put that on the turntable so you can see it without my hand in the way. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with issue 62 next week. Cheers.